Yes, people, we're back. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to 12th Man. Make sure you do me a favor, hit like and subscribe. Make sure you're following OK Jerseys, who are our sponsors. Make sure you use the code 12Man to get 8% off of all shirts with name and number on the back. And of course, use the code Dan15, Dan15 to get the bruised banana and the red currant Arsenal shirt as well. And of course, you can get any name and number on the back from that era as well. So go and show them some love, people. Links in the description. We've got Egal. Egal's on today, and me and Egal are going to talk Arsenal. This isn't going to be a very long show, but it's one that is just like a catch-up show, I call it, to just, check in and see what Egal's thoughts are of Arsenal. Now, we all know that Egal sees things very much glass half full, and there has been a lot of people that believe that I see things completely different to Egal. But one thing I will say, we're both very happy at the moment. And we'll probably
100%.
debate. We'll both probably argue and rant and rave like we always do, but it's all love. But do you know what? Right now, there isn't much to rant and rave about. Arsenal are sitting 7 points clear at the top of the table. They are top of the Champions League with 7 wins out of 7, 2 goals conceded, 20 goals scored. We're in the Carabao Cup semi-finals, and some believe or would say we've got 1 foot in the final. And of course, we're still in the FA Cup fourth round, and we've got Wigan at home. So right now, Igal, supporting Arsenal is a pleasure, and watching Arsenal is a pleasure.
Hey, I always said we were always aiming to try to win the league and be that next team when City and Liverpool are finally finished winning league titles. And it looks like that's going to be the case. Arsenal's going to be that team. Mikel Arteta finishing second again, ole ole. That was just a sign. That was a warning sign. Everyone knew we were finishing second because we were that good, that we were consistent, and we were just so close, but it was just that little bit that was getting away from us. Now you can clearly tell we're head and shoulders better than everybody else. And I feel like that ruthlessness of having coming second so many times has now fed into the team, fed into the recruitment, fed into the owners to the level where everybody is fighting to get this first league title for 30 before it hits 30 years. We don't want it to hit 30 years like Liverpool. We want to get that done soon.
Yeah, look, we don't want it to go anywhere near. We don't want to go into 23 years. It needed to be 22 so we can win it this year. But look, man, I wanted to have a bit of a genuine chat about Mikel Arteta because you and I have seen things very differently. You've always backed him from the start. You believed that he was going to take time and it was a process and that it's going to be successful at the end of it and that one day we'll lift trophies. Now, I hope that we lift all 4 that they come May and we're both celebrating together. A lot of people are saying, including yourself, that I was wrong about Mikel Arteta and that he's now proved me incorrect and proved me wrong and that I need to have a bit of humble pie. And my answer to that is let's see in May. Because trust me, Gal, if that's what everybody wants me to do, I'll sit there on stage and I'll have a pie in my hand and I'll eat it and I'll have a nice cherry pie, be humble and say, Mikel, you were wrong. You were right. I was wrong. And you are the man for Arsenal.
But
And
Dan, can I interrupt you for 1 second? It's not you specifically. It's the people who called him a shit manager. It's the people who said he's incapable of impacting the game through substitutions. It's the people who said he doesn't know how to compete on all competitions. There's people who said he's just not a good enough manager to manage throughout a calendar year. There's so many things that they've said that is just wrong. They said he doesn't like this person. He doesn't like Saliba. Saliba wants to leave because he's going on loan. Why is he sending Saliba on loan? Everything he gets criticized for, to the level where it's like it's not even football conversations anymore. It's just like you hate the guy. Why? You know what I mean? And that's people within the own fan base. I don't think you ever
I
got to that
appreciate that.
level. I think you're more, there's the middle, and then there's a little bit to the left. You're a little bit to the left. Then there's all the way to the other side with like the North Sides and League Gunners who are gone mad. They're the ones who are completely wrong because they still don't respect the manager. They still think we're only winning because the players are good and the manager's still shit.
So let me answer that because I have definitely said I think Mikel Arteta was shit today, right? I've never said that I thought he was shocking and crap and can't coach and he needs to get the hell out and he's a disgrace in every sort of form. I don't know the guy. I don't hate the guy, right? I will give my honest view on every single game. Sometimes it's emotional and raw because it's passion because you leave the game and you're pissed off if you lose or whatever. I get that. And sometimes there's been fan cams where all of us have gone over the top one way or the other. My biggest frustration has only been one thing. I wasn't sure about the appointment, right? Going back all them years, I thought we needed a more experienced manager, right? I think that's fair. I don't think anyone thought that was a crazy decision at the time. And when we went year after year without lifting silverware after the one that we did win in the FA Cup, and we were coming eighth and fifth, and we were growing out of competitions and we were dropping out of competitions. I thought maybe this guy just isn't going to do it. Maybe we need someone better. And every season I kept seeing the same thing. We were losing to Forest in the Cups. We were losing to Southampton in the Cups. We were getting to semi-finals and crumbling against Liverpool and Newcastle. We weren't able to win the Europa League. We lost the semi-final against Emery. And I'm thinking, surely this guy is going to get sacked soon. I mean, this is poor. And then he just turned it on in the 22-23 season, and I saw a change, and I thought, actually, maybe he can play this style of football, which is attractive to watch, and he can win a sank. And then it turned into, we still can't get across the line. We still can't get across the line. And this is why, for me, last season, I still think he's lucky to keep his job, because last season was a shambles of a season. Trophyless, no striker being brought in
Was it
January.
a shambles? We were one win away from being in a Champions League final, bro.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter if you're one win away, 2 wins away. He's been 1 or 2 wins away for quite some time, whether it be in the Premier League or in a competition in the Cup, and he hasn't been able to get it across the line. And even I've said before, I'm not questioning we're going to win the league this season, but my questioning would be, do we have the mental strength to get across that line when we go and play Liverpool at home? Do we go and win, or do we draw? Or we draw? Do we beat Forest and go 9 clear? No, we'll just draw. Do we beat Chelsea with 10 men, go smash them? No, we just draw. And this is why I've got a huge question mark about, can we do that? I hope we will. I think we will this season, but I've still got that question mark. Why, Egal? Because he hasn't done it yet. If he was putting trophies up in my face, Egal, right? Just let me finish. If he was putting trophies in my face, I think I'd be moaning. I think I'd honestly sit on here going, we've won a trophy every year. We should have had bloody 5 or 6 every year. But I wouldn't be doing that, would I? I'd be saying, well, I don't care what people say about him. If you don't think he's good enough, that's fair and that's your opinion. But he is winning and he's doing that every year. In the last 3 years, we've won 2 FA Cups and a Premier League. How can you be moaning still? I'll be fair. I'll be the first one to say this guy's bloody nightmare to listen to. He's moaning the whole time because we haven't won anything since 2020 COVID, yeah, which we couldn't even bloody go and celebrate because we were locked in lockdown. That's why it's been a frustrating couple of years for us, right? So I'll let you come back in now. Do you think that it is fair for me to have that question mark about, can this guy win for us? Or do you think that's well out of order because it's clear that he's going to win trophies and you're just going to have to wait and see in May?
Okay, there's 2 things. One, I understand the point about not winning things, but but the most important thing is he impacting the team in a negative manner, or is he impacting the team in a positive manner? I think you look at the different ways that we can play. We've reinvented ourselves so many different times that this team is now capable of playing attacking football, it's capable of playing defensive football, it's capable of playing counter-attacking football, it's capable of playing without the ball, and it's capable of changing that within a game. In addition to having the most unique set piece setup in world football. I don't think there's been ever a team that's utilized set pieces as efficiently as we have over the last calendar year. It's goddamn, we could win a league title. We have Barcelona fans scared of the even thought of drawing us because they know they're going to concede at least 2 or 3 set pieces over 2 legs with us. So I think tactically, I said this before on your show, and Luis Enrique recently agreed that Arteta tactically is one of the most well set up teams Arsenal is, because we've done this without a top striker. We've done this with Eddie Nketiah in a title race. We've done this with Rob Holding in defense, Kivior in defense in a Champions League semi-final versus Real Madrid. The quality of players that he had to his disposal was just not good enough to get us over the line. Now we have the quality of players good enough to get us over the line. You're seeing the mesh of Mikel Arteta's brilliance and the squad together. You're seeing what we're capable of doing throughout a calendar year. I think last season, what we shown was we can score goals across the team. Now we're showing it again. It's completely scary, the formula that we have right now, because everyone's chipping in with goals. You don't know who's going to beat you on any given day. And if you stop Saka, you still have to stop Rice and all these other guys. If you stop Rice, you still have to stop all these other guys. I think Mikel Arteta has created a unit, a team, and it's just so much more different from other teams in the past where they have their top guys who score the goals, they have their defenders, they have their guys who do certain roles. Everyone in this team does everything. Everyone presses, everyone defends, everyone scores goals. And the reason why this happened is because he was able to build the team from beginning to end. And long story short, I think the reason why people criticize Arteta is because he didn't get over the line over the last couple of years, because he's been here for a long time, because it's unprecedented for a manager to be so close to getting sacked and turning it around to this level and still being given this many years. But credit to the Cronkies, credit to the people in charge of Arsenal, and credit to everyone who supported the team and kicked on and continued to push on. Because I understand why some people gave up. I understand why some people right now are saying you're crazy for comparing him to other managers, but we can clearly see he's amongst the best. And I think I'll take it as far as to say Arteta is a genius, but he's misunderstood because he was at Arsenal, who was incapable of getting over the line because we did not have the quality necessary to get over the line. Simple.
Okay, let me ask you a quick question to come back at you with that. There's a couple of things I actually agree with you on. I think that he's proven that he's a very good coach, and he's proven that he can come and get another job in football. He's going to stay in the game for a long time. So obviously he's got his age on his side as well as a manager. You say he's a genius. I put genius and manager in the brackets of Arsene Wenger, Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola, Sir Alex Ferguson, Carlo Ancelotti, Luis Enrique. I can't put Arteta in the word genius because he's had 6 years as a manager and he's proven that he's not quite able already yet to get across the line.
Can I tell
So,
you why though?
go on.
The reason why he's a genius is because he sees parts of the game that is being underutilized and he maximizes it to the nth degree. You have the best managers in the world looking down on set pieces, looking down on goals from corners, looking down at throw-ins. He's like, forget that. It doesn't matter how good my team is. If we can use this to a level where it hasn't been cracked before, he is changing the way they play in the Premier League. He's made the league utilize set pieces and more, value these more. I know other teams have done set pieces. You have Stoke, the jokes about Stoke, but he is doing things at the top level with a top team that has not been done before. The extreme emphasis on set piece goals to replace a top striker has not been done before, and it is a bit of genius. Also, the other thing that I'm going to say is defense wins you league titles. He's leaned on the defense, but
Mhm.
it is also genius that you have a team that doesn't give up shots on target for games, consistent games. Like there's been 7 games this season where we haven't gotten a shot on target. We're so set up well defensively, and we're so set up well offensively in with the set pieces that this team is just has so many different dangerous elements that other teams don't have. How often can you say a team is so good defensively that people call them haram ball, but at the same time, if you open up, they'll score 5 past you?
Mm. Okay, let me ask you these two questions then. There's a split in the fan base. There always will, no matter who you support. Doesn't really matter whether you're a Leicester fan, a Liverpool fan, a Villa fan, or a Tottenham fan, or an Arsenal fan. You're going to get splits in the fan base. People want the same thing, but they see it differently and have opinions on ways to which they get there. What do you think Mikel Arteta is capable of at Arsenal
He could win the quadruple.
this
Yeah.
season?
No, I'm not saying this season. I'm saying like this is a man who was laughed at for everything he tried to accomplish. I think we could win everything under Mikel Arteta. That's how good this team has become, and that's the level of expectation that he has for this team to win everything. I know we haven't gotten there yet, but these players are hungry. The manager is hungry. The team, the fan base has been starving, and I think that in their mind, they believe they can win everything. I think last year, if you look at it, if we were to play Inter in that final, we probably would have won, even with our players being out injured. It's just unfortunate we couldn't get to the final. If we get to a Champions League final this year, best believe we're the best team in the Champions League.
Okay, so before I come to my next question, what are we winning this season, in your opinion?
Minimum, a double, a league and League Cup double, minimum. I think we beat Chelsea, we beat Man City in the final, and I think there's going to be minimum 6 Guard of Honors come the end of the season for Arsenal. That's how early we're going to win the league.
Wow. Okay, I love your optimism, man. Okay, so my last question is quite simple. What do you think how do you think the fans will react? Because I think this is a really interesting question. Obviously, we're all going to be happy, right? I genuinely do think every Arsenal fan is a genuine Arsenal fan and wants Arsenal to win. But I remember seeing this with Spurs under Ange when they won something, and Ten Hag under Manchester United when they won something. They also badly wanted both those managers out, but they were like, they shoved a trophy in their face and then it shut them all up. I think there'll be an element of confusion in some of the fan base if this happens in May, right? And look, some people might think it'd be me. I can tell you hands down, I will not be confused. I'll be as buzzing as everybody else, and I'll be the streets aren't ready, and everyone will be joining us in May. But there might be some fans. I don't want to say names, and I don't want to start doing that because I get on with everybody. Do you think there'll be fans that are a bit confused and a bit like, oh, I wanted this guy out and now he's proven me wrong? Or do you think that they'll be as happy as you and I?
They'll try to ignore it, go into the World Cup, ignore it, and wait until he starts failing again before they start talking shit again.
Do you really think that? Do you really
I don't.
think that will
I
do
think
that?
some people are just miserable, and I don't think they care about. I don't think they care about Arteta proving them wrong. They're just going to make it about the players. They're going to try to ignore Arteta as much as they can. It's become their brand. When your brand is to hate on the manager, I don't think you're going to change your opinion. And the people who do change their opinion, respect to the North Side, I know he'll probably change his opinion. But some other people, I don't think they're going to change their opinion. They've said that this is the worst Arsenal they've ever seen in their life because we came second 3 years in a row. Like, perspective is gone for some people, in my opinion. I have no faith in those people ever having good faith arguments about Mikel Arteta. I think there's personal. It almost seems personal for some Arsenal fans that they don't like the manager, and it's almost personal. But hey, and you guys can say whoever you think I'm talking about. But long story short, I think the majority of Arsenal fans will be grateful for the situation that we found ourselves in now and how far we've come as a fan base and as a club. The Cronkies, the manager, everybody working in conjunction. Andrea Berta, big job by the way in the summer that he did. Everything working in conjunction together to be where we are now. We win the league, we win the League Cup. Even if we just get those two, I'm happy. If we just get the league, I'm happy. At the end of the day, we've been starved for silverware for that long. We win a major plus anything else, it's a positive. If we get the Champions League, turn off all your social media because I'm going to come for every single one of you guys.
Oh man, I want the champs so badly. That's the one I do want. Although I think being 7 points clear now,
we are the best team in the Champions League, though, by far.
Okay, so let's talk quickly. You said you think the League Cup and the league will be the most realistic cups, and I actually agree with you. I think the trophies right now, the ones that are up for grabs, I think it's too early with the other two, the FA Cup and the Champions League.
Although we play Wigan, so.
We do, but then you don't know what you're going to get after that, right? It was my point. It's quite early in that. And I do think the FA Cup, Arsenal have always got a chance. But the Champions League is one that's really interesting because that's the one we all really secretly deep down want. We all want the league. I get why. I'm absolutely desperate for it. But the Champions League is one we've never had. And I think genuinely, if he did win that, then everyone would start to look at him in a different light as well, right? But why can't we win the Champions League? Because I look at how we're set up, and I think we've been much more impressive in Europe this season than we have in the league, and we've been very impressive in the league. So what is it about the Champions League? What would the reason be that we don't win the Champions League, I suppose, is the best question to ask.
There's only two reasons why we wouldn't win it. Number one, luck of the draw. And you draw someone tough, you go to penalties, and you lose in pens. Or the other reason would probably be just simply because it's a knockout competition and anything can happen. It is really coming down to small margins. And if we can't score a goal versus Nottingham Forest and we can't score a goal versus Liverpool, will one team take that and just say, you know what, we're going to play to get this game to pens? Because I do think if somebody attacks us and actually tries to play football with us, we're going to win. If Barcelona come tomorrow to the Emirates, I expect to win. So I think in the whole world right now, I think there's only a handful of teams that could actually give us a tough tie. That's Barcelona, that is Bayern, and then I would say three Prem teams: Liverpool, Man City, and Chelsea. I'm not looking at anybody else. Juventus, Dortmund, like all these other teams, AC Milan, all these other guys across Europe, I don't look at them serious. I only see a handful of teams, and didn't put Real Madrid in there because Real Madrid we had their number last year. I would expect to have their number again. So yeah, I just think it's luck of the draw. That's the only reason. You get one if you keep getting tough teams and you beat them, like Real Madrid did in the past, you could easily win. But yeah, forget about experience, forget about anything else. Champions League really does come down to the luck of the draw of who you end up facing on your route to the final.
I think I will answer it really simply, and this goes for every competition. The only reason Arsenal won't be successful is because of Arsenal, and we haven't handled the pressure. That is the only reason I can see. We've got the manager and players at the moment that are proving they can beat any team in the world. We've got the squad depth. I think we've got the right mental attitude at the moment where we're going into games and we're like into Milan. A lot of people believed, well, I'm not sure we'll beat in the Milan, and we comfortably beat in the Milan. The only reason we won't do it is because the pressure will get too much. And I remember, and I spoke to Chris Hudson about this, and he made a great point. We had a brilliant Invincible season, but we went for everything that year. And Arsene Wenger said, I wish I would have threw the cup and just gone for the Champions League and the Premier League, because we went for too much and we tried too much. And that's stuck in my head now. And I'm thinking, League Cup different because it's in March. But when you're going April and May in all three competitions and trying to get a treble or hopefully a quadruple if we win the Carabao Cup, I think that's very, very tough ask. And that's why no teams have
Were
done
the Invincible as deep as this team currently is?
Probably not. It was a better 11, but I don't think it was the better squad. I mean, let's go through it. The squad was, our backup goalkeeper was Graham Stack. We had at the back the likes of Clichy, Martin Keown, Pascal Sigan. In midfield, we had Edu, Ray Parler, Reyes, Wiltord, and Kanu as our backups. Probably wasn't, if I'm honest. I mean, they were quality players.
Just look at the defense alone. I think the defense back then was decent. Like the first team defense, the backup defense, Martin Keown was good. Outside of that, who's our fullbacks?
Clichy and
Lauren. Yeah, Lauren was still there.
Lauren was there. I'm trying to think who the backup right back was back then. I think
midfield was stacked. Midfield and attack was good. It's just really the defense. No, everything was solid.
Oh, it was an unbelievable squad. But right now, I'd say that we've probably got more strength.
We had three strikers: Wiltor, Kanu, Henry, then Dennis Bergkamp in the 10.
Yeah.
And then the wingers, we had wingers, Freddie Lundberg and everybody else, obviously.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It was an unbelievable squad. But I remember thinking we were going to go on and do unbelievable things.
We lose to Chelsea, man. Fucking Chelsea.
Wayne Bridge, man. I was there that night. I felt sick. But my point is that it's going to be difficult. But the pressure, if it gets too much, that would be my only question mark. But look, I'm going to ask you one more question, and then we're going to wrap. I asked you this before, and I want to see what your answer is. It's 2030, 5 years' time, 4 years' time. We look back at the history. I want to know your thoughts on what Arsenal have won when you look back to this point to 2030.
Bro, I'll keep it real.
Go on.
I said 5 last time. I think I undersold us.
What? Wow.
Well, I know you're laughing, but if what we're doing right now is competing on all fronts for 4 trophies, what's the chances of us dominating for the next 5 years? What's stopping us? I remember saying this with Dan Lawless last year on my show, and everyone laughed at me. What's stopping us from going on and kicking on and continuing to improve? Liverpool look a mess. Man City look like they're on the decline. Manchester United might try to come back. Chelsea might try to come back. But at this moment in time, this could turn into Arteta's league if Pep leaves and we continue to keep going. Saliba and Gabriel are still quite young. Saka's young. Rice is still young. Odegaard's still young. We could have a stretch where we win back-to-back league titles, maybe take a year off where we don't win a league. We could maybe win 3 league titles in that 5-year span, maybe get 1 Champions League and like a couple of FA Cups and League Cups. So I'm saying like at least 6 to 7, hopefully.
I hope you're right. But look, man, we're going to wrap up there. Big up to you, Egal. Egal talks football. Go show him some love, people. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on this one, and that you're showing OK Jerseys some love, and you've bought the Arsenal kits already kit that you want over
love
there
this
using
one.
the code 12, man. Yeah, that's do you know what? There's some classic ones over there, man. So go and show some love to OK Jerseys. We're out of here, people. Hit like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Laters.